strongest person you can think of. What makes them tough? Physical toughness? Mental toughness? Or both? I'd driven past this place countless of times. I'd look off to the left, and I saw this scar. It looked like it disappeared into the sky. I'd think to myself, I'm going to learn its secrets. That scar is known as the Manitou Incline. Or better known as the incline to the locals. The incline is an old cable car route that was built to provide hydroelectric power to the city of Manitou Springs. Once the hydroelectric plant was built, it was turned into a tourist attraction for people to ride. Unfortunately, in 1990, there was a devastating rock slide that ended the rides forever. They picked up the rails, leaving only the ties to grow back into nature. You may think this is the end of the incline. Not too far away from Manitou Springs, the Olympic Training Center is located. The trainees would go to the incline and have it become part of their training regimen. The incline sits at the base of Pikes Peak. It has a 6,600-foot base span with a 2,000-foot rise with a 68% increase in some locations. I wanted to pay tribute to this old cable car route. It was an early January morning, brisk like most mornings have been these past few days. I was able to see my breath, so I decided that I was going to dress in layers so I'd be able to stay warm as I climbed up the incline. I started up, partway up to the base. I just started, and just beyond the base, there was a husband and wife team that was standing there, arguing, trying to decide if they wanted to climb. It was then that I should have known better and turned around and walked the other way. I continued on past them. I start off early thinking that I might like to see the sunrise when I reach the top. As I was climbing, I was starting to heat up, so I took off my gloves, put them in my pocket, walked a few more feet, took off my hat, and then I started taking off my jacket. I took off my other jacket. I took off my other jacket. This route was starting to heat up. As I was walking, I was starting to feel the altitude, and I could barely breathe. And as I was climbing, I was taking one step, stopping. And take a breath, take another step, and breathe. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. I knew that I had to dig deep, deep within myself to continue on to this route. So I dug deep, as deep as I could, and I had to pull out my prayer beads. I needed some divine help. And I started praying, Our Father who... Our Father, our Father. I think I started that prayer 4 or 5 times before I was able to move on to the next bead. I wasn't able to remember how that prayer went. As I was walking, there was a gentleman that walked past me with his dog. The dog took a couple steps, turned around, and looked at me. Took a couple more steps, turned around and looked at me again. Third time the dog did that, the owner tugged on its leash. I was thinking, okay, I got it. You're probably thinking, I feel for you. I have to do it too. But really, you don't look so good. As I was climbing, I was almost to the peak, the top, when I ran into a couple gentlemen that were trying to decide if they wanted to leave the trail or not. There was a point there where I was able to leave. And I asked them, I stopped to talk to them, and I said, "Are you by yourselves?" They said, "No, the group has gone on ahead of us." I said, "I'm not so sure if it's a good idea to leave because, look, we're almost at the top. And 2, your group is going to be at the top, and they're going to know that you didn't finish. And 3, they're going to make fun of you because you didn't finish. And they're going to make it back to the bottom, and you'll never be able to live that down." So the 3 of us decided to go up to the top. And they managed to pass me along the way. And I reached the top. I was so excited. I was getting a little bit more adrenaline. And I reached the top. And when I got there, I realized it wasn't the top. This is what is known as the false finish. It looks like the top from the bottom, but it's not. The incline is 1 mile long, and I still had a quarter left to climb. I wasn't so sure if I wanted to complete this. But I saw the 2 gentlemen ahead of me. They were still climbing. I decided I should follow along. Now, I like to think of myself as being in pretty good shape. I'm young. I'm strong, and I saw these 2 grandmas. They passed me while they were having a conversation about their children. It's weird. And then I looked right, and there's an old man with a gray beard and a stick, walking stick. He was already on his 3rd time up that morning. Want to know how many people I passed? I passed. Yes, I passed exactly 0 people. I passed 0 people along the way. But I continued to climb. And I was getting closer to the finish. I saw these people across the top, and they were all cheering me on. I was so excited. "You can do it! You can do it! Just a little bit more, you can do it!" And I'm thinking, this is all right. I have these people at the top, and they're cheering me on, and I'm feeling really good about myself. I don't have a lot of energy, but I can do it because they're cheering for me. I can hear them cheering. "You can do it just a bit more, Martha. You can do it." Wait a minute. My name's not Martha. But that's okay. I'll take it anyways. I was able to make it to the top, and you want to know what went through my head? The Rocky theme. Yes. The Rocky theme went through my head when he was running up the top of those stairs. People are now pushing themselves to new extremes. For me to accomplish the incline, I had to find that inner strength to do an unbelievable thing. I had to be able to make that mind and body connection to accomplish this task. Even though I was on the brink of losing my lungs, I did an unbelievable thing. I knew then that I had accomplished something that I could really be proud of. I conquered the Manitou Incline. Now as I drive past that scar, it looks like it's going to disappear into the sky. I think to myself, I know your secrets. And I have conquered you. People don't climb because it's easy. They climb it because it's hard.